Hello, and welcome to the Paranormal Operator Podcast, where we talk about all manner of things that go bump in the night. Here, we discuss sightings, investigations, news, and popular media surrounding the paranormal, supernatural, and occult phenomena. So settle in as we search for the truth. I am your host, Adam, Operator 23. In today's episode, an update on the possible extraterrestrial attacks in the Amazon rainforest. Possible UAP videos released by U.S. Border Patrol. Space weather. The latest Bigfoot sighting out of Colorado. The Travel Nevada Paranormal Passport. And upcoming events. But first, a word from our sponsor. This video sponsor is me. Upcoming on the 28th of October, we have the Children's Halloween Candy and Crafts, which will be a Halloween sort of themed event where kids can make rag dolls. They can write with a feather quill like their favorite Harry Potter character. They can make s'mores. They can bob for apples. And of course, there will be candy. The event is from 5 to 10 p.m. and the location is 209 Cherry Hill Drive in Four Oaks, North Carolina. The event is free. However, we do ask that people purchase, quote-unquote purchase, tickets through eventbrite.com. And you can see here on Eventbrite, Saturday, October 28th, Children's Halloween Candy and Crafts. Join us for a spooktacular children's Halloween event at 209 Cherry Hill Drive, Four Oaks, North Carolina. It's going to be a frightfully fun day filled with tons of candy, a s'mores station, quill and ink writing, and rag doll making. Dress up as your favorite character or creature and get ready for a ghoulish good time. Swing by on your trick-or-treat route with your friends and family for a quick break from all the walking around. Don't miss out on this beautiful event. The event is free, but we do ask that you please reserve a ticket so we can ensure we have enough materials. The event is being brought to you by me, the Paranormal Operator, as well as my other employer, Camp Flintlock. They will be providing the materials for the quill and ink writing as well as the rag doll making. So folks, please reach out, reserve a spot. You can also find this information on our Facebook page and invite whoever you would like. You can bring all your kids, you can bring none of your kids if you want to just come yourself. And it's going to be a spooktacular good time. Ufology news. So, our first story today is an update on a previous story. So, originally, this story was first reported by us on August the 9th of this year. You can find it at paranormaloperator23.com. And it is entitled, Are ETs Mutilating Locals in the Peruvian Amazon? So I'm not going to read you the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of skim over it. But I want to give you some place names so we kind of know where it started. So beginning on or around July 11th of this year, natives from the San Antonio Rio Yunco Alto region in the department of Laredo, Peru, were reportedly being stalked as well as attacked by what they called the pelicara, or face peelers. And yeah, people have been attacked. There was some footage of a guy who literally had half his face peeled off, revealing the skull, although it's kind of up in the air as to whether that's actually related. Some people found it on Reddit. Supposedly predates this incident, so it may not be related. It might be something else. Anyway, these people out in the Amazon, the rainforest, are being attacked by 6 to 7 foot tall non-human entities. They are described as resembling the Green Goblin, having yellow light or yellow eyes, the ability to tank shotgun shot hits as well as rifle hits at point blank range, and being able to levitate, fly, and disappear. It's quite fantastical, right? So, here is the update. Timothy Alberino, he was the original source that I found the information on. Actually, I found him on YouTube, and then that took me over to Twitter. So you can check him out on both YouTube and Twitter. He's got quite a bit of stuff. He is heading to South America. He has contacts down there. He's spent quite a bit of time down there in the Amazon rainforest, specifically in this region of Peru. So he's going to be going down there here pretty soon. And I hope that he stays safe and is able to report back within, pretty quickly, so we can get a feel for what's going on. This gentleman here, he also is in league with Mr. Alberino and is helping him get down there. So he posts quite a bit of stuff. Actually, both of them do. They both post quite a bit of stuff. There is a third account, however, that has popped up here, and it's called Peru Attacks. And, well, they got a lot of followers, and they joined September of this year. So they had a few tweets that came out here, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or so. This is an attack. Supposedly, this young lady right here, this is the mother, this is the daughter. The daughter supposedly was attacked by electricity and now is unable to speak. And this is being blamed on the Pelacaras. So, if we scroll down, there's more links. You can watch stuff. This is actually the video that was original. It's where we got the picture in that, in my article. But, so, you got this young lady, and then also we found some previous accounts. So, and this was all done through, it was posted through Peru Attacks. So this guy is posted July 8th about this young man who was supposedly attacked by the Pelacaras. And this one who was also attacked by the Pelacaras. Now, it's very difficult to tell exactly what happened to him. If you read, he had to go through some pretty significant surgery. They had to give him 2 units of blood and drain off some fluid from inside of him. And they're not entirely sure who attacked him, right? But it's being blamed on the Pelacaras. So, if we come take a look at this gentleman's page, Mr. Vernet, this is recent. These poor saps were on a road trip on their motorcycles through the Amazon forest, and they were actually detained by the locals until they could figure out who exactly they were and whether they were legit to be there. And then we also have this happening yesterday, a very bright light followed by a huge shockwave, and it says destroyed at least 2 cars, a bus, and a residence. So if you watch the video, you'll see some of the aftermath. So there's the house. I'm not sure exactly what happened to it. Doesn't look too damaged. And then you'll see there's the bus right here, and then on the other side of the bus, either over here or on the behind the camera, are the cars. Yeah. So I don't know. That doesn't really look like an asteroid. The leading theory is that probably something astronomical, so like maybe an airburst from a meteorite. That is possible, I guess. The only problem, though, is normally when these things happen, they usually do a lot more damage. You know, it's probably been, I don't know, a decade or so when this thing happened above Russia. Well, maybe not quite a decade, but they had an airburst over a very populated area, and it caused quite a bit of damage. Sent a lot of people to the hospital just from cuts from the glass that was, strewn everywhere. But anyway, that did happen. And then you had this incident happen. So he's posted quite a bit on this. Fairly certain, though, it is some kind of flare. And in fact, he says that military sources told him that it was an operation by the Brazilian Air Force using illumination flares. So there's that. And then if we come down just a little bit further, he's got a little map here that I found very interesting. Bunch of videos about that flare. Come on, where you at? So this is kind of cool. The Brazilian military is, they're mobilizing because what has happened in Peru has now crossed the border into Brazil. And in fact, if I can come to his map, it's down here somewhere. Yep. So, Peru, Brazil, Ecuador, right? So we think this is the route that this phenomena is taking. It seems to be following the river. A river, whichever river, I don't know which one. But he seems confident that whatever is happening is traveling the rivers. And that kind of goes back to what the Peruvians said, the Peruvian authorities, in that these things are not extraterrestrials. They are miners. They are illegal miners, people on the water who are mining illegally for gold in the rivers, and who also possess jetpacks and can tank a shotgun blast to the chest and are 7 feet tall. I'm not buying that. But at the same time, I have no idea. There's stuff that you can find on... Oh, that's cool. We're going to get to that in one of our other videos. There's one more thing. If I can find it here. But yeah, stuff's going on in Brazil. Stuff is going on in Peru. And I really hope more information comes out. I hope Mr. Alberino is able to get down there and figure out what exactly is going on. Let me see. Maybe it's on their page. So yeah, so this is supposed to be an alien of some sort. Do I think it's an alien? I don't know what it is. It clearly, whatever it is, appears to be stationary and it appears to be kind of big, but we don't know. We don't know how far away the camera is. We don't know how bright the thing is. No idea. Absolutely no idea. But they are saying that it could be one of the pelacaras. And then there's another clip. Let me see. About a UFO sighting that actually was seen somewhere in South America. and it was several, what looked like several lights. Now, they could have been lights on a larger craft. I don't know. I don't see it. Well, I'll probably have to find that and put it up in another clip here. But, yeah, a lot of weird stuff is going on in South America. And people are being injured by something. Whether that's aliens or whether that's people, I don't know. What I do know is there was a really interesting quote in a tweet saying, aliens don't attack people, people attack people. And while that is true, if you hold any stock in the whole alien abduction thing, well, then you know that that's probably not entirely true. So, anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you know anybody who is in South America and they might have a little bit of 2 cents to throw into the ring, you can have them reach out to us. We would greatly appreciate any word we can get. I did actually reach out to several reporters from various news agencies down there, and I actually reached out to them quite a while back and never heard a word out of anyone. So maybe my Google Translate's not as good as I thought it was, or they just didn't want to get back to me. Anyway, folks, we're going to keep an eye on this, and if there are any more updates on what exactly this is, we will let you know. In other UAP news, some of you have probably heard that the Border Patrol has released some records that relate to UAPs. And this particular release actually happened a little while ago. It was probably about a month ago or so at this point. And it was brought to light, as far as I'm aware, by a Freedom of Information Act request. So, what do we have? Well, there's several videos, and I have watched all of them. The first few go together. They're just clipped up for whatever reason. I guess maybe because of the size. They couldn't have them too big. I'm not really sure, but they're pretty easy to edit together if you want to, and they last quite a while. In the first grouping, there's an object that appears to be an orb moving, and it moves. It goes in one direction at a steady speed, then it accelerates, and then it slows down, and then it accelerates, and then it slows down, and accelerates, and so back and forth for I don't know, probably 20 minutes-ish. So it's interesting. One of the clips is clearly a person in a powered hang glider, probably someone dropping off drugs, if I had to guess. But you can come to their website. You can see it up here. It's cbp.gov/document/FOIA-record/unidentified-aerial-phenomena. And you can download all of the videos and stick them together if you'd like. So these were released, looks like August 10th is when they first started releasing them. And then some other ones came out August 15th, which is kind of weird because they don't seem to be in order. It's kind of odd that 9 would be up here and 8's down here. And then the last one was a PDF document that has already been released, I'm pretty sure, by other government agencies, which is basically a study on UAPs and why we're seeing them and that sort of thing. And they released that last on August 28th. And the whole shebang was last modified August 29th. So I did want to acknowledge it because I know it had made the rounds on a lot of websites and had made the rounds through Twitter. So I did want to acknowledge this. If you hadn't heard about it, it is here, and you can find the information on the government website here. So thank you, Customs and Border Protection, for releasing this information. I would say it's not completely a nothing burger, but I feel like with as many eyes in the sky as we have, and as many resources as we have out there, I feel like you probably have more to give. But at any rate, at least they did give us something. Space weather. This space weather report from spaceweather.com. There doesn't seem to be much going on. So with no CMEs heading for Earth and no solar flares in the offing, the forecast calls for quiet. The outlook for solar and geomagnetic storms remains low for the rest of the weekend. For those of you that didn't know, this past weekend we had a solar eclipse. Right there. It did cut across North America, but unfortunately we were, where I'm at, North Carolina, we were well out of range. So that happened yesterday. Pretty cool. And then coming down to our near-Earth asteroids, we had one come really kind of close to us yesterday. I'm glad it didn't hit, because then I wouldn't be here to, record this. Anyway, we'll come down here. We're going to go through the 21st, 15th through the 21st. So, we only have a couple that are done up in red. We have this one here and then this one here. So on the 15th, today, we have asteroid 2023 TC7 going to be swinging through. And it is going to come within 1.7 lunar distance of us. And it is 16 meters in diameter. The other one is going to be, excuse me, asteroid 1998 HH49. And that's going to happen on the 17th of October. And it's going to be swinging by at 3.1 lunar distance with a diameter of 4.8 meters. So nothing scary. That right there. This one, on the other hand, that could have been scary. So that happened yesterday. Whoops. Anyway, folks, this stuff is here. You can come and check it out yourself, and they list it out for all the way through December right now. Alright, so let's look at the fiery balls that we want to see. Coming over to the American Meteor Society. We have the Meteor Activity Outlook for October 14th through the 20th. There's not going to be a whole lot. It's going to be actually rather slow. For this week, we're going to have 3 to 2 objects per hour, depending on if you're mid-latitude or you're from southern tropical latitudes. But in the morning hours, it's going to go up. Morning hour observers could see as many as nearly 20 from the mid-northern latitudes and 12 from southern tropical locations. So 20 is not bad. 20 an hour. It's not too bad. Now, of course, all of this has a caveat The actual rates depend on many factors such as personal light, motion perception, local weather conditions, alertness, and experience watching for meteor activity. The hourly rates listed below, although it's really above, are estimated as viewed from a dark sky site away from urban light sources. So, there's your caveat. On average, you're looking at somewhere between 2 to 3 in the evenings and nights, and then that could be going up from 12 to 20 early morning hours before the sun rises. As far as active meteor showers, we do have a couple of those going on. The Orionids are going, and they are expected to peak next weekend, or thereabouts. October 20th, the night of the 20th, 21st. We also have the Southern Taurids, and they're going to be peaking in a couple weeks from now, from November 5th and 6th. And we had the Northern Taurids, just start kicking up. They started just this past Friday, and they are expected to peak November 11th through the 12th. So, should have plenty of really cool things to see as far as meteors in the night sky. So guys, remember, you can come, you can check these folks out, you can donate to them, Space Weather, you can sign up for their email alerts and their text message alerts. They all do a really good job, and as you can see, they are pro-human. Cryptozoology News. Our Cryptozoology section this week provides a shocking sighting that happened in Colorado. So, this particular article originates from the New York Post. It is dated October 14, so it's relatively recent. It is entitled, Bigfoot Spotted in Colorado in Broad Daylight, and it's all on camera. Quote, "We're convinced." So, correction, it was published October 11th, not the 14th. I was incorrect on that. So what do we have? Well, we have this image, well, rather this video. This has been zoomed in, but I have an original here. So this is Twitter from Out There, Colorado. And yeah, a couple of people shot this while on a train in southwest Colorado. And you can find it on Instagram. It's bt92.travelers. So we'll blow this up, full screen. Mute that. And start it from the beginning. So, it's pretty early on, from the very get-go, you can see there's something. And whatever that something is, it appears to be walking. And then it just kind of like sits down. So, it's there, it's out of frame. I don't know what that is. It looks like a Bigfoot. However, is it though? Probably not. Matt Moneymaker, who is the founder of the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, he's pretty certain that it is a hoax from a nearby car dealership, or rather camper dealership, which is possible. He also says that the fur is the wrong shade for Bigfoots in that area, which, of course, I guess he would know. the color of fur on Bigfoots across the country and across the world. I'm just joking, Matt. I mean, I'm just having a bit of fun here. Well, it doesn't look monochromatic like he thinks it is. Also, it's kind of odd head shaped. Now, I'm not completely sold. So, Shannon and Stetson Parker, those were the two folks who were out on their 20th anniversary, I want to say it was. Let me see if I can find it here. Yep, on their 10th wedding anniversary. And while they were out, they spotted something, pulled out their phone, and took this video. And it has been making the rounds on Twitter, on Instagram, all over the internet. And it's a pretty cool film. But I don't think it's a Bigfoot. Mainly because it's in broad daylight. B, Bigfoot are very reclusive. So why would it be walking through that open area in broad daylight with a train full of people right there? It would make more sense that it would have gone behind the hill and kept traveling, or it would have just sat down. I mean, my goodness, it blends in so well with the foliage. If it had been sitting there the whole time, you probably would not have seen it. So, is it a guy in a suit? Maybe. Matt seems to think it is. In fact, he thinks it's probably this guy right here. And then this might be the suit. It's possible, I guess. It is possible. It's got kind of an odd-shaped head, similar to the one in the video. But it's interesting to say the very least. So what do you guys think? Could we, in fact, be looking at the irrefutable proof of Bigfoot that would just happen to be captured walking along a hill in Colorado? Tell me what you think in the comment section down below. I'm not convinced, even though some people may. The Forest Service, on the other hand, they're not convinced. They're also saying that they're not going to be investigating it. But TMZ reached out to them for input, and they can neither confirm nor deny. Pretty standard. But they will say they are not investigating any further. And yeah, that's probably going to be about the end of it for us too. I don't think we're going to need to investigate it any further because I'm kind of with Matt on this. I don't think it's a person. I don't think it's real. I think it's a person. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Post Biology News. This week's Post Biology segment is going to be a little different. Now, normally I would categorize this particular story under travel, and it may very well wind up there on my blog. However, this story came across my email, and I saw it, I read it. It is an amazing idea. And if you have people who you know who work for a state government or even just a local government, this is a great idea. Fantastic idea. So the story comes from Channel 4 News, which is an NBC affiliate. It was published Tuesday, October the 10th, and is entitled Travel Nevada's Eerie Itinerary. New paranormal passport lets tourists tour the, quote, haunt spots. So, what do we have? Well, essentially, Travel Nevada, who I'm assuming is probably like their tourism bureau. Let's see. Well, it's .com, so maybe it's not part of their government. Anyway, Travel Nevada has come up with this idea for a paranormal passport. And basically, you go to these places, you check in, and the more places that you check in, there's nearly 50 locations, you earn points toward exclusive Travel Nevada swag and prizes. I mean, this is a genius. This is completely ingenious. Might have to figure out how to do something like this on my own. So, how does this work? Well, I went to their website. It's kind of funny that they don't actually have a link to their website here in the article, but they're pretty easy to find. And I just kind of started reading. You just download the free passport. It's got nearly 50 locations. Takes you all around the state. And even though you do have to download something, there is no app. Let me say that again. There is no app you have to download to take up precious space on your phone, which is amazing in and of itself, but also this is extra cool because of what it is. So it's mobile exclusive, so you have to have a cell phone, and for some way, I'm not sure exactly how, but access to the passport is through either text or through email. So I'm not sure I don't know how they had this organized, especially if it's not through an app. It has to be through some sort of a website, but I don't know. I'll look into it more deeply. If you live in Nevada, though, oh my God, this is pretty sweet. I wish North Carolina had one of these, and they may soon. So you download the free app, you access your paranormal passport through text or email, and then you basically check in at places you've gone. And many of you are probably familiar with doing that through Facebook. You check in. Or if you're a contributor to Google Maps, I imagine it's something similar, except this isn't done with an app. And so here's some of the prizes. They have a tumbler, looks like an enamel coffee mug, a tote, and a sweater. So you can get swag. Here are some of the places in Nevada that they have. So you get the Alien Research Center, the Washoe Club, Tecate Mine, and Nelson Ghost Town. That was a poor choice. They needed to change that particular color of font. They got the Goldwell Open Air Museum. I mean, that looks creepy as all get out. And then Metropolis, whatever that is. And the Clown Motel. So, yeah. It's pretty cool. And I'm going to be looking into this, and hopefully, it's not going to happen this year, obviously, but this would be something pretty cool to launch, especially for Halloween. Anyway, if you are in Nevada, you participate in this, why don't you drop us a line? Tell us what you think. Where'd you go? Are these places really haunted? Are they really paranormal? Sometimes people just say that to get publicity, but, sometimes they really are haunted. So, yeah, anybody who's done this, or anybody who's been to any of the locations, drop us a line. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm gonna reach out to our North Carolina folks, see if we can't get something like this going on here. Upcoming events. Our event segment is going to be done a little bit differently this time around because I feel like it's been getting longer and longer, and it's taking up quite a bit of time. So, for sake of brevity, I'm going to have all the events listed on my website, paranormaloperator23.com. You can find it under the community resources page. So, calendar. Don't have a lot coming in the first part of the year, although I do have some. I just haven't uploaded yet. So we're going to scroll down. So the South Carolina one happened this past weekend. So, what's the next upcoming event? Well, October 20th and 22nd, or rather 20th through the 22nd, we have 3 different events. First of all is the Rougarou Festival in Yuma, Louisiana. And you can see the link is right there. It's a very interesting event. Going to have all sorts of things going on. Next is the Texas Bigfoot Conference, which will be in Jefferson, Texas. Now, this is a conference, so they will have speakers talking about Bigfoot. They will also have vendors, and as well as arts and crafts, food, that sort of thing. On the 21st, we have the Upperland Cumberland Bigfoot Festival, which will be in Crossville, Tennessee. Following weekend, October 27th through the 29th, is the Bigfoot Con Yakima, which is in Toppenish, Washington. In November, 4th through the 5th, we have the ECHO, European Congress for UAP Studies and Research. This event is a scientific event, so it's not going to be for little kids, obviously. Might be rather dry for even some adults. But it's going to be happening the 4th through the 5th in Paris, France. Good thing RDU has direct flights from North Carolina to Paris. Not that I'm going to be going. It'd be kind of cool, though. And then it's not on the screen for whatever reason. I didn't add it, the date. But the Sasquatch Summit in Ocean Shores, Washington, will be happening November 17th through the 20th. So November 17th through 20, we have the Sasquatch Summit in Ocean Shores, Washington. And lastly, the last event of the year, so far as I can find, will be November 18 and 19. It's CryptidCon in Lexington, Kentucky. So, these are the events. If you know of an event, or if you're an event organizer and you would like to have your event on our website or us to plug it in our podcast, feel free to email us. You can reach out at the email, which is at the end of our podcast here, or, just go straight through the website. It just depends on whether or not you want to use Google. So, those are the upcoming events. Well, that's all we have for this week, folks. If you like what you heard, please comment, like, share, subscribe, and be sure to turn on those notifications. That way you will be notified whenever we do upload new content. All of these things helps us to be discovered by people who might be interested in our content. If you didn't like what you heard, well, I thank you for listening this long. And if you did like what you heard, please let other people know about us. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook at ParanormalOps23 and on Instagram and Rumble at ParanormalOperator23. Our website, where you can find our blog as well as our reporting form for paranormal activity, is paranormaloperator23.com, which is a WordPress site. You can also find our secondary blog on Medium. We are also on Nextdoor as Paranormal Operator. The emails are paranormaloperator23@gmail.com, or if you don't trust Gmail, you can reach out through the website, contact@paranormaloperator23.com. Well, until next time, folks, keep searching in the darkness.